Hi, this is LaSombra Cosplay. I want to show you how to use my patterns for a Sister of Battle power backpack. You will find the link to the patterns in the description of this video.
To print files, use Adobe Acrobat or any other program that can split large files for standard printer. Use the poster function. Arrange the printed sheets in order. Collect them in rows. For convenience, I cut off the right side of each piece of paper using cutting marks. Secure them with paper tape. In the same way, I cut the bottom of each row using the cutting marks. I assemble the rows together and temporarily secure them with paper tape. Then I secure everything together with clear tape. You can cut out patterns using scissors, but for perfect straight lines it is better to use a knife and a metal ruler. Special gluing marks may be cut out as small windows. Mark all the patterns on EVA-foam. A silver or white gel pen works well for marking on dark foam. Be sure to sign all details. Mark all special seams and all nose. Do not forget that some patterns need to be drawn in several copies, and some of them must be mirrored. I didn't include some patterns that were too large or too long in the file. They are all rectangular and can be drawn on EVA foam using just a ruler. Attention! This backpack is quite basic and simple. You can add any details and elements to it. But if you don't have time, you can remove some parts without damaging the design. You can remove the front wall cylinder, front panel, and decorative side elements. When cutting EVA foam, cut straight lines using a metal ruler. Be careful, watch your fingers. The vast majority of lines in this backpack should be cut at a 45-degree angle. There are special cutters for precise cutting of such angles. I recommend using them. If you don't have such a cutter, no worries. Cut the lines with a regular knife, tilting it away from the piece. I cut curved lines by hand with a regular knife. I use this contact cement to glue the foam together. I apologize for the blurry shots, I'll show the glue like this. If you have a large jar of glue, it is better to pour a little into any small jars. To ensure that the parts are perfectly flat, the EVA foam can be heated with a heat gun. To bend parts, for example the side wall of a cylinder, I heat them with a heat gun and roll them until they cool down. To get the glue bond well, I spread a thin first coat on both pieces and let it dry for a few minutes. Then I apply a second coat and let it dry for 2 minutes. Then I press the parts tightly together. For the front wall cylinder, I wrap the cylinder wall around its round bottom. Then I glue the edges of the cylinder onto the front wall of the base. For the best result, I sand it with a sander. I glue 4 pieces of the outer sphere parts together, controlling the center. I glue the inner pieces of the sphere parts. To make the sphere more spherical, you can use an acrylic hemisphere with a diameter of 15 centimeters or 6 inches. I heat the inner and outer parts of the sphere and mold them using an acrylic mold. I glue all parts of the spheres together, an inner part, an outer part, and a band. Assembling the front panel. Assembling the back support and gluing it onto the back wall of the backpack base. Gluing lower back part to it. Assembling all parts of the backpack base. Assembling side decorative elements. To make their corners neater, they can be sanded with a sander. Heating and rolling the side of the big cylinder. Gluing the side elements of the cylinder and carefully roll the cylinder into, well, a cylinder. Gluing a long seam. Gluing the big cylinder to the backpack base. Gluing side decorative elements to the backpack base. Gluing the front panel onto the big cylinder. Gluing the spheres to the big cylinder.